Dobro Vecher, Fáilte go dtí an Besáid na Héireann, welcome to the Irish Embassy. Ernesto and I are really honoured to have you with us this evening as we mark the start of the Irish presidency of the Council of the European Union. Ireland is very much looking forward and proud to hold the presidency of the Council of the EU for the coming 6 months. This is Ireland's 8th presidency since our accession to the EU in 1973, and personally, it's my 4th presidency working with the Irish Foreign Ministry. Our work will be guided by the enduring principle which is eloquently captured in the Irish language proverb, Niart go cur le céile, which means that there's no strength without unity. Or to put it another way, strength with unity. The Irish presidency will have 3 central themes which are interlocking and mutually reinforcing. They are delivering on European competitiveness, delivering on European values, and delivering on European security. Under these themes of competitiveness, values, and security, we will take forward the work of the Council as an honest broker, seeking to advance the Union's shared policy agenda and building on the excellent work done by the Cyprus presidency to serve our 450 million citizens across the European Union. The Irish presidency looks forward to representing the interests of all EU member states, working diligently and transparently to find agreement and compromise. We also look forward to working collaboratively with the other EU institutions, especially our co-legislator, the European Parliament, and of course the European Commission. As well as focusing on our 3 thematic pillars of competitiveness, values, and security, we will also strive to progress in a number of important areas which link to all 3 of these thematic pillars. These include the Union's ongoing strong support for Ukraine, as well as our global engagement and relationships, including our firm support for multilateralism and the international legal order. We will seek to progress enlargement of the European Union, thus extending the zone of peace, stability and prosperity to more of the European continent. Another cross-cutting priority for the Irish presidency will be facilitating timely agreement on the Union's budget for the period 2028 to 34, a new multi-annual financial framework which equips the EU to address the challenges of the future while supporting key existing policies such as the Common Agricultural Policy and Cohesion Policy. Here in Prague, as local presidency, we look forward to building on the work of previous presidencies, to raise the profile of the EU and especially the Council of the EU, the body that represents the 27 member states, here in the Czech Republic, to join in ongoing conversations about the Czech Republic's place in the EU and to seek to tell the story of how the EU has been a force for positive, transformative change, which I believe is true whether you were a founding member back in the 1950s, whether you joined in the first wave of enlargement in the early 1970s, as Ireland did, or whether your country joined in the so-called Big Bang enlargement of 2004, when the Czech Republic and 9 other countries joined to make the European Union what it is today. One of the highlights for us as local presidency here in the Czech Republic over these coming 6 months will be to seek opportunities to communicate about the European Union with Czech audiences around the country. Ireland aims to make this semester's EU presidency be defined by action and by delivery. We want to thank each of you for joining us this evening to help us mark this occasion. Ministers, parliamentarians, colleagues from the Czech administration, from the diplomatic corps, from business, and from civil society. Thanks to all of you. Shortly we'll enjoy some Irish poetry to celebrate the European Union and to celebrate the strong bilateral relations and EU partnership between the Czech Republic and Ireland. We'll also enjoy some traditional Irish music, as we have been, courtesy of a band that's come all the way from Brno. So they're sharing some traditional Irish music with a Czech flavour. But first, please allow me to extend a warm welcome to Milena Hrudinkova, Chief Diplomatic Advisor for European Union Affairs to the Prime Minister, and to ask her to say a few words. Many thanks. Gurv Milama Good Galer to Kuyavan.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear Excellency Ellen, Ernesto, Thank you very much for your invitation, and it's a great honor to address you on this very remarkable occasion. And now, in the beginning of the Irish presidency, let me wish Irish colleagues all the best, and I'm actually very confident that you will be very successful. As you said, Alan, this is the 8th presidency, and I'm actually quite impressed by that, because if we look at the pace of the presidency cycle, it substantially slowed down after 2004, and those of us who joined after that point are a little bit lucky, because having remembered the intensity of preparations of the presidency, I can tell you it would be very challenging to do something like that every 4 or 5 years. I personally remember 2 of your 8 presidency, and I can tell you that the previous one in the first half of 2004 was very special for me personally, because that was the time when the Czech Republic became a full member of the EU, and I spent this time actually in Brussels, in the institutions. And while today you're taking up your presidency in a particularly challenging geopolitical situation with many crises of various types, let me tell you that the one in 2004 was not much easier. It was in the middle of the crisis of Eurozone, and there were many issues to solve as well. And you did really great. And while the slogan there was stability, jobs and growth, one of the largest tasks was to complete the MFF negotiation, which is ahead of you this year as well, and I have full confidence that you will do a great job. I think that Ireland is extremely well positioned for this role. Ireland has been in the role of kind of honest broker also during the time when you did not hold presidency. And what I find particularly impressive about Ireland, and where I think the Czech Republic could really take a good lesson, is the level of appreciation of the European Union you're able to keep amongst your citizens during, well, since 1973. I have not looked up the data, but if I'm not mistaken, I think it has not dropped below 85%. And it remains quite constantly around 90%. This is really impressive, and it should be stressed that this applies to the times when Ireland was net receiver, but also to the time when Ireland was one of the biggest net contributors. Never having benefited from rebates or similar discounts, and it's still there, so it's possible. And there, I think we should take a lesson. The priorities you chose, competitiveness, values, and securities, are very pertinent. They are, of course, very relevant during the times where we have to go through. And you started working very hard already in the first week of your presidency. We have already seen one college session in Cork last week, 2 informal European Union councils. And with great attention, I listened to your Prime Minister presentation of the program in the European Parliament 2 days ago, where he put a great emphasis on competitiveness in particular and its role in challenging times. Having said that, I have no doubt that you will do great. You will have our full support during these 6 months. Anytime you feel that we can contribute or help you anyhow, please do not hesitate to turn to us. And I thank you for this great occasion and for picking this great way of celebration. Music and poetry is certainly a great way, and presidency is also the occasion to learn about each other a little bit more, culture, habits, how we are. So congratulations and thank you.
Beelzebub by Seamus Heaney, Phoenix Park, May Day 2004. Ishke, water, and Fionn, the water's clear. But dip and find this Gaelic water Greek, the phoenix flames upon Fionn Ishke here. Strangers were barbary to the Greek ear. Now let the heirs of all who could not speak the language, whose babbling was unclear, come with their gift of tongues past each frontier and find the answering voices that they seek, as Fionn and Ishke answer Phoenix here. The Maydales were burning far and near when our land's first footers beached boats in the creek. In Ishke Fionn, strange words that soon grew clear. So on a day when newcomers appear, let it be a homecoming, and let us speak the unstrange word as behoves us here. Move lips, move minds, make new meanings flare like ancient beacons, signaling peak to peak, from Middle Sea to North Sea, shining clear, as phoenix flames upon Fionn Ishke here.
Weltingen, Park an Ishke, la Weltinge Hamile a Cahar. Ishke agus Fionn, ta an Ishke gle. Ach dum an is jouwer gregach Phoenix ar var lasrach ar an Ishke
Just brief comment on the poem. My colleagues at the Center of Irish Studies were asked to find a literary text that would somehow put together Czech or Czechia, Ireland and the EU. And after about a month of frantic searching, it turned out that there's no such text. We even tried a chatbot, but the chatbot suggested that the best person, or best author to look in for such text would be Justin Quinn. But unfortunately, there's no appropriate poem by Justin Quinn that would kind of fit this framework. So Justin Quinn obviously had to sit down and write this poem for the occasion. And the poem has a very long title. It's called A Poem for Isabella, Adam, Dominica, Hugh, Romy, Nina, Oliver, Cassia Grace, Manus, Elvis, Josh, Finbar, Maximilian, and many, many others. There doesn't yet exist a song or poem that links the Irish, Czechs, and the EU. Yet all the same, they're making their way through, the people who call all these places home, who slip between 2 languages or 3, whose brazen modesty can't be outdone, who make new meanings flare because it's fun, and overthrow regimes with irony. Here they come. They're at the party now. They're Czech, they're Irish, they're even European, riffing on that give and take. Just listen how they parley. They could rhyme Gdedom of Moy with some old Irish ballad, like Vermio, despite the sea and lands that lie between.